This is the Ninjas of Another Color podcast. I'm your host, Dottley. It is Monday, Labor Day, September 4th. Third time's a try. Rate us, review us, give us 5 stars, give it 4 stars, give us 3 stars, give us 2 stars, give us any stars. If you don't give us any stars, we will just assume we're doing it correctly. I am the original ninja, Dottley. The other ninjas will be available on Friday. Today we're reacting to the Braves and the Dodgers, FSU, LSU, and Coach Prime. Let's get it started.
And one day a lawman appeared, with powers of hawk, wolf, puma, and bear. Protector of peace, mystic man from afar, champion of justice, martial brave star. Brave star.
Eyes of the hawk, ears of the wolf, brave star.
Brave star.
Rays of the bear, feet of the puma.
Now is the hour of your destiny, brave star. Across the voids of space and time, we have rejoined.
A lawman appeared, with powers of hawk, wolf, puma, and bear. Protector of peace, mystic man from afar, champion of justice, martial brave star.
Recording in progress.
Brave star.
Eyes of the hawk, ears of the wolf, brave star.
Brave star.
Rays of the bear, feet of the puma.
Now is the hour of your destiny, brave star. Across the voids of space and time, we have rejoined to stand together against the forces of evil. Now I may unlock the 4 great animal powers born within you and give them into your control. Eyes of the hawk, ears of the wolf, strength of the bear. Speed of the puma. You are Brave Star, hero of New Texas.
Let's see if I can find his ship.
Eyes of the hawk.
There he is. He's in the Badlands. Wait.
Ears of the wolf.
Dad, help! I'm in here.
That way.
Speed of the puma.
A long-haul space cruiser. And it's gonna fall into that crevice unless I come up with a ton of muscle.
Strength of the bear.
do.
All right, today we are checking on. That was the exploits of Brave Star. This week we are going over the weekend for Florida State and LSU. We will go ahead and review 3-game series between the Dodgers and the Braves. Well, actually, it's a 4-game series. The Braves won 3-1, and Ronald cemented his greatness as NL MVP. Give me 1 second. We're having a technical difficulties. Let's see if this works. And here we go.
Lance Lynn had a 6.47 ERA with the Chicago White Sox. Here's his sixth start in what he's called a rebirth with the Dodgers. They've won all 5 of his starts so far, and that 2.03 ERA is second in baseball. And he better be ready right away, as any pitcher that has to face these Braves needs to be. Ronald Acuna.
Acuna hits this hard and bypass. And a great start for Atlanta.
How many times do you see that? We've continued to talk about Ronald Acuna and Mookie Betts going back and forth with MVP.
Chatting with Snit before the game, talking about Michael Harris batting second without Ozzie in there tonight. Said we don't really lose much at all with Michael up there, especially the way he's been hitting it.
Slow hit ground ball to second. Betts to Rosario. Rosario on to first, not in time.
Speed is a wonderful thing. It can bail you out of spots and it can keep you out of double play balls.
So 1 out, 1 on. And Austin Riley coming up.
Hook to left. Peralta is there for out number 2.
It's a great example of the sinker jamming him. Watch this ball run in on him now. And that changes the whole swing path and cuts down on the bat speed. Just makes it a routine fly out.
For the second out of this first inning, and up comes first baseman of the Braves, one of those stars we were talking about off of the top, Matt Olson.
There goes the runner. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Olson down on strikes. And the Braves come up empty.
The spectacular Spencer Strider leads the majors with 15 wins, leads the majors by far with 236 strikeouts.
And here comes Mookie, 5th in the league at 316, 11 leadoff home runs.
And Betts has taken a walk to open the night.
And here's Freddie Freeman with a man on.
Freddie Freeman is also having an incredible year.
And that went into the gap. Harris goes to get it quickly. Mookie's going to wrap around to third. Here come the Dodgers with runners at the corners and nobody out.
Special, ain't it? I mean, it's every pitch. He's on every pitch right here. Doesn't try to do too much. Just playing the game, playing the scoreboard. Early on, getting a little action. Look at that good secondary by Mookie, and he knows it. Good action. Good turn around the bag. Smooth sailing to third base.
The Dodger catcher starting play at a still very respectable 271 average, leading all catchers in OPS, though the returns have not been as good for Smith since the All-Star break. And he gets it as he gets Smith to chase.
Oh, that's 4 fastballs right there. 98, 99, 99, 99. Not much you can do right there if you're Will Smith.
Interesting matchup here. Max Muncy is super selective, and he's also really good at getting that runner in from third with less than 2 out because he's got the second highest fly ball percentage in the sport. And Muncy's robbed on a great play by Lopez. The Braves can't turn the double play, however, as Betts scores. It's 1-0 LA. It looked like Nicky may have caught that on a line. Instead, he caught it on a hop, and they couldn't turn the double play.
I just think you got to give a lot of credit to Max Muncy right there, hustling down the line, making sure that that ball is not turned into a double play.
And off the fists, David Peralta sprays one to third. Riley goes the short way, but the next base is loaded. 3-2 pitch. He loses him on ball 4.
He's struggling right now. You can tell he's walking around the mound. He's kind of looking at the dugout. He's kind of settled him down a little bit because right now with Ronald Acuna and the base is loaded with 1 out advantage, right away goes to Ronald Acuna.
2-2 pitch. He got that one. Slam! Ronald Acuna, the first member of the 30-homer, 60 stolen base club, gets there with a grand slam. Hey, if you don't think Ronald Acuna Jr. and Mookie Betts are aware of this MVP competition / conversation, you're nuts.
Oh, they're aware.
They know everybody's watching this series. And Acuna lands the first punch tonight.
He threw too many fastballs up in the zone, I would think, for Lance Lynn.
I mean, it looks like that's the only pitch he can command tonight. That's been the problem, right? Changeup squirted out of his hand.
He just hasn't thrown that breaking ball for a strike at all.
And now Riley, center field, pretty well hit. Get out of here. Yes! And Atlanta has a 6-1 lead.
And I think this place is a little stunned right now. Here the Braves struck for 6 in the second inning. You know these 4 games, there's going to be a lot of eyes on a good way to start kind of staking your claim. 2 hits and one of them a granny.
Michael 0 for 2. Grounded into a fielder's choice and lined out.
This ball to right center field. Outman back. And Outman will watch it go. 3rd home run tonight for Atlanta. 13th of the season for Michael, and the Braves have a 7-1 lead.
Again, these are the balls where he loves. Down in the zone, watch the hits down on, and that backspin he gets on the ball. So much power.
Well, what did we say? Lance Lynn is home run prone, and that's been the story.
Still not out of it, though, if you're Strider right here with Mookie Betts.
Betts is a .392 hitter this year with runners in scoring position. Second highest average in that category.
Betts hits a fly ball the other way that sends Acuna back. He's running out of room.
And he just missed it. Just missed it.
Back and forth. These big dogs go. A 3-run home run. There's a lot of hope in this fly ball. And Acuna Jr. doesn't stop his retreat. He has to leap and just misses it. One gets a granny. The other one gets a 3-run job.
Hey, Ronald, anything you can do, I can do better.
It's going to be a very close play, even if the ball was delivered accurately. Error charged to Max Muncy. Harris is homered, lined to shortstop, and reached on a fielder's choice. Here we go with the 2 men on and 2 away. Bounced up the middle and through. Lopez scores. 8-4 Atlanta.
That's demoralizing for the Dodgers right there.
1 gone for Michael Busch. He's still got a puncher's chance.
I think he's got a chance.
Fires 2-2, and Busch drills the ball down the line. It's got a chance. It's gone. Just enough to get over to the short porch there. Solo shot for Busch. 8-5 game. Before Mookie Betts cleared the bases for the Dodgers with his 3-run homer, Michael Busch in the 5th flew out to right on a breaking ball and just missed it. It's got a little topspin on it because he was out in front, but he got enough of it. Bases empty, 2 gone. Mookie Betts hits a high fly ball to deep left field. Has he done it again? Mookie Betts got it! 2 home runs, 4 driven in for Mookie Betts. Punch from Acuna, counter punch twice from Betts, and it's a 2-run game against a man that hadn't given up a home run since May 16th. Dodgers have 2 of them in this inning.
Player of the month. If this continues, watch out.
Minter, the second Atlanta reliever to get into the box score tonight.
As of June 1st, I mean, it's a 1.63 ERA, 27 innings pitch. They're not touching this guy.
Pass, Muncy to
Look at that.
right, and it's a one-run ball game. Wow!
Right on cue. Max Muncy. Welcome A.J. Minter to the party.
Throw comes in to keep the runners in check, and the Dodgers are down to their last out tonight. Max just missed that one. Kike Hernandez came on to pinch hit in the 8th and popped out against A.J. Minter. Braves trying to hang on, and they will. Iglesias shuts the door, and in a game that we set up with the two best lineups in baseball, nobody disappointed.
All right. Atlanta takes game 1. Yep, they take game 1. They take game 1. Yep, they take game 1. And Ronald Acuna and Mookie Betts. They go head to head for
Against a 23-year-old.
That's not the game. They go head to head for the NL MVP. Where is? Hold on. And Ronald asserts himself as the MVP. We're going to go to game 2.
Happening inside the stadium. We see Vanessa there, Natalia, and the other two daughters as well, and Mookie Betts out there giving hugs. And the players on both teams are lining up wearing Kobe Bryant jerseys. And there's also going to be a $100,000 donation to the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation.
Yeah, the calendar flips over to September 1st, and it starts with a fantastic pitching matchup.
Julio Urias, who over his first 4 starts of August, it looked like was right in the ship. He had a 1.44 ERA. An important matchup within the matchups tonight. Julio Urias has struggled in the first inning, and the Braves historically good in the first inning.
So the pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna. He takes ball 4. There's a good start here in the ball game. Lead-off walk.
Albies pulls one to short, could be 2. Rojas to second, 1. Hernandez to first, a double play.
The other way, and a soft single to right for Austin Riley. 1 on with 2 outs.
Sky high, left side, Muncy waits for it to come down from these dark clouds on this Friday night. He makes the catch there to score his first inning.
And it's the Southern California kid, Max Fried, back in his hometown, making the start against the Dodgers tonight. And his 2-2 offering is hit in the air to right. Every time Mookie puts lumber to baseball, they get excited here, but that one is well short of the fence. Got it. To the bottom of the zone. Foul tip into the mitt. Strikeout, nice changeup from Max Fried.
1 out for Travis d'Arnaud.
Now the Lakewood High School product, lifelong Dodger fan.
Travis d'Arnaud hits this a ton. If it's fair, it's gone. And the Braves are on top 1-0. A monster shot off the bat of Travis d'Arnaud, his 10th of the season. And he takes a walk. Orlando laces this down the left field line. And he is going to be held at third, so they will be at second and third with 1 out after the Arcia doubles.
Here comes the one at home. He is out. Eddie Rosario tries to steal home, and Urias cuts him down. And with Julio searching like crazy, Rosario gives him an out at home. Pop fly. Left side of the diamond, and this action-packed weekend continues.
What a milestone and what a day. Not only did he get the 30-60 season, he got married as well yesterday morning. Hopefully ready to provide some more fireworks tonight.
We wanted to give you a base so you always remember it from the day you did it, and I wanted to be the one that did it. Congratulations. Thank you. That is awesome. Yes, sir. Forever, 1 of 1.
Julio Urias back to work. Pitch on the way to Acuna, and this one explodes off his bat. High in the air, deep center field. That is gone!
Yes, there goes another one. His second homer as a married man. And it's 2-0 Atlanta. That was a moonshot for his 31st.
Urias, through 3 innings, has allowed 2 homers. Here's Marcell Ozuna.
But it's the Braves in this series that have started off hot. And this ball is out of here. It's caught in center field. The problem is it was caught by a fan, and it's a home run. Marcell Ozuna continues his torrid streak at the plate. The Braves have 3 solo homers and a 3-0 lead. Time flies when you're having fun, like we did last night, other than the results. Wow, I don't know how he got his bat on that. Riley gets there as heave-ho is late. Freddie Freeman on an 0-2 pitch just finds a way to get the bat on the ball, and he's got an infield hit. Ground ball to Orlando. On to Ozzie. On to Olsen. 6-4-3. 1-2 is a nasty curveball. 7 strikeouts for Max. The Braves with a 3-0 lead, courtesy of 3 solo homers, won by this man, Ronald Acuna Jr. Ronald crushes this thing over the head of Taylor. He's trying for second, and he gets in as the throw is offline. So far in the series already, 5 hits, a couple of homers, including a grand slam, and now a double for Acuna. Back in the lineup tonight, bouncing this to third, and he's going to beat it out. Once he had to stick it in his pocket, a double for Acuna and an infield single for Ozzie. Ronald tries to go to third. He's going to get there. Urias made a mistake and threw it to the second base bag.
Do it all, kid. Stolen base number 63.
So, a chance for Atlanta to add to this 3-run lead with a 1-1 pitch. In the air, right field, pretty well struck. Betts goes back, hits off the wall. Ozzie will be held at third, but of course Ronald scores easily, and Atlanta has a 4-0 lead. He's getting all kinds of hits and getting on base. There's pop-up, infield was in, so Hernandez has ways to go, but he's there for the first out.
He's hit an 11 straight now. His home run was his 32nd. Infield still in the pitch.
In on the hands, he fights it off, and it drops. Marcell Ozuna is living right. Another hit for him, another run driven in, 5-0. Ground ball to short, 6-4-3. Braves get 2 more. Only 62 pitches here, starting the bottom of the 5th, so pitch count in really good shape. Line to center. Michael Harris makes a great play. Money Mike with a money grab, running straight on in center field. Bottom of the order for him here, which includes a couple left-handed hitters. Eddie Rosario is one of them. Big bounce, fair ball. Freeman fading and throwing in time. What a play by both guys. Ferguson getting there to catch it. Freeman timing that whole thing out. Scramble drill, like you're a quarterback.
Just getting on any pitch.
Another one. And guess what? It's the curveball again to take care of Will Smith. 10 strikeouts for Max Fried. Everything moves below. Bounce it is short. Arcia throws. Attempt there by Olsen to dig it out, but he couldn't. And Rosario's on to keep the inning going. That's ball 4. Grounded, taken by Riley. And Max Fried, back in his hometown, throws a masterpiece. And he leads with a 5-0 lead after 7. Ground ball, and it gets by Bush. Just into the game, beyond his outstretched arm. And it's a double for Ozuna.
Best players in there.
Darno singles to right. Rosario laces it to left. It drops in front of Taylor. 6-0 Atlanta. Johnson to Altman. Altman sends one to right center field. Harris won't get there. It's down for a base hit. On for the second time tonight. Bounce past the reaching glove of Johnson, and Albies can't get it out of the glove, and a great caught by the Dodgers here. All right, so here is Colton Wong making his Dodger debut. Altman at second, Rojas at first. Johnson to Wong with an 0-2. Hammered, and Colton Wong starts his time at the Dodgers with a home run.
A 3-run home run into the Braves bullpen. It is now 6-3 with 2 outs.
2 home runs in Seattle in his 67 games there this year.
He hits a 3-run home run in his first at-bat in L.A. And then a 4-pitch walk to Smith. That's into left field for a base hit. And don't look now, but the Dodgers have the tying run coming to the plate.
Holton Wong 3-run homers re-energize this Dodger crowd. But Tonkin quiets him down with a huge strikeout of Chris Taylor. Last night was a pressure cooker at the end. The Braves hanging on 8-7. Just need one more out. Left center. Michael's there. The Braves win. Atlanta has won the first 2 games in the 4-game series here in Los Angeles.
Yep. They won the first 2. Home runs. Ronald Acuna, 2. Mookie Betts, 2. Now we're going to move on to game number 3.
Against the 23-year-old Emmett Sheehan, who's in the big leagues for the first time since August 3rd.
It's been a while, 30 days or so, and when you look at him out there, you're seeing a young man that continues to refine his arsenal.
Braves, of course, at 89 and 45. Both the Dodgers, their magic number is 15. Atlanta's is 14. Emmett Sheehan about to throw the first pitch of the game to Ronald Acuna Jr.
Cracks this one in the air, shallow left field. Back goes Rojas, calling off Peralta. He's got it. And I would imagine if you're Emmett Sheehan, you're taking a bigger sigh of relief than usual right there.
You come to the big league level and you face the home run hitting Atlanta Braves. Yes, you do have some nerves coming in, thinking you have to be pretty much perfect.
That'll be hit out towards right center and down for a base hit. Ozzie able to take a fastball 98, posit it out into right center field. And a 1-out single for Ozzie.
Austin Riley coming up. Riley is 5th in the league with 150 base hits. Statistically, Atlanta has the best offense and the best pitching staff. Little wonder then, they're 89 and 45.
Swing and a miss. Bugs Bunny change. 2 out.
Drop the speed off even more, and so when the speed goes down, that means the grip and the release were outstanding, and that's where you get all that movement.
Matt Olson chewing on the gum as he digs in with 2 outs and Ozzie down at first base.
Man, I think for this Braves lineup, the length of the lineup, if a guy is struggling like Matt, he's got ample room to kind of figure it out. And if you're not great for 7 days, oh well, the rest of the guys are.
Ozzie breaks for second with 2 outs. He's going to be able to trot in there because that pitch misses, and it's a walk to Matt Olson.
And here's Marcell Ozuna. Talk about being hot. Got an 11-game hitting streak. Swipes out swinging, and that will end the inning.
On the mound for the Braves tonight, 24-year-old Bryce Elder, who is the opening day starter for the Braves. The Gwinnett Braves in AAA came up in early April because of some injuries, and he's had an all-star season.
Mookie had 2 homers Thursday night, but yesterday he was hitless. And then with the Dodgers down 6-0, Dave Roberts elected to pull he and Freddie Freeman for the final couple of innings. But here, Bryce Elder gets it. Slider downstairs, and a good start for number 55.
Boy, what a great pitch, and you can see Mookie was mad at himself. He knew it right away.
And that's when Bryce keeps the ball down. Out of it, for a hitter right there when that ball leaves the hand, you think it's the 2-seamer coming back in.
Freeman at 338. Lines one into center. Field's going to drop in for a base hit in front of Michael Harris II.
And his hitting streak against his old club is now 10 games.
Pretty smooth swing right here. Not trying to do too much. Just kind of placing the ball right out there.
First base runner for the Dodgers comes ahead of Will Smith. Cracks this one to second, caught by Albies.
A good sign for the future, but nothing as far as results in the present tense right here for Will Smith.
Muncy has 1 base hit in this series. It was a homer in the 8th inning in Thursday's ball game. Ground ball out to second. Ozzie's got it, looks at the ball, fires it over, and there's out number 3. Leadoff walk here in the top of the 2nd inning from Emmett Sheehan.
And now Sean
Yep, I still hate the Braves radio broadcast network.
That's the first double play.
Well, the walk was the 3rd 2-strike base runner. They've had 2 walks and a hit, but this is a nice way to erase a 2-strike base runner with a twin killing.
Wiping the bases clean for Sheehan and Orlando Arcia, who has a .385 average over a 7-game hitting streak after he went 2 for 4 last night.
Lunge and a miss. Arcia goes to a knee, going after the sweeper that just disappeared on him.
Now James Outman coming up. 256, 17 home runs. He's knocked in 59.
First one from Elder is popped off the hands. Albies is there. So is Arcia. Arcia, the catch over his shoulder. It was a little more complicated than it should have been.
Stay right there. I'll catch it over your shoulder just like I'm putting my arm around you for a picture.
F6 on top of 4.
This is the best part.
The diminutive second baseman did not take too kindly to that.
You think Ozzy's like, look, guys, I've heard all the short jokes, you know? I get it.
Braves have gone 7-1 on this road trip at this point. And the opponents have tried to keep up with the Braves offensively, but they've just been lapped every single night. A lot of that because of this man. Here's Ronald Acuna.
Acuna smashes this to center. Don't even bother chasing it. My goodness. A homer
454,
in all 3 games of the series.
121 off the bat.
Ronald Acuna
MVP.
saying, MVP? That sounds pretty good to me.
Not much has gone right for the Dodgers in this series. Big picture, they've got a chance to strike here and turn the tide. Well, the last time they lost 3 games in a row was when the Giants swept them back in mid-June.
Ground ball to shortstop. Arcia to Albies on the first double play. 6-4-3. Barnes comes in to score. The game is tied at 1.
Now things get a little trickier for Bryce Elder. The 7-time All-Star and the 6-time Gold Glover, Mookie Betts, with the bases loaded.
Get him looking, strike 3. What a pitch. He just froze Betts with a slider, and the Dodgers leave him loaded.
Dodgers with men on base tonight are 1 for 13. So they put Kike Hernandez on in order to get the lefty-lefty matchup. A.J. Minter against James Outman.
Got him swinging, strike 3. Huge strikeout for A.J.
Free baseball it will be here in Game 3 of the series. Just a single run for each team. Both of those runs scored in the 3rd inning. Well, if you want some drama between 2 best teams in the National League, you came to the right place. Orlando, deep left center. Gone. See you later. And Atlanta has a 4-1 lead.
Keeps the Dodgers going. Sets the table for the possible tying run at the plate with Muncy and his long ball. And maybe it's the type of hit that gets Will Smith going.
Sky high to center field. Harris. The Dodgers down to their last out. It's an RBI out of it as Betts comes in 4-2. And it'll be up to Rosario.
The Braves exercising some demons here in this series at Dodger Stadium, a place that historically has not been very kind to them. Braves with 5 wins in the last 25 games here coming into this series, but a chance to take the first 3 of 4. And he's got it! And the Braves win!
Well, what a dramatic strip this one was for the Braves, right here in the middle of Hollywood.
All right, the Braves lost the 3rd game of the series, but Matt Olson came with a home run and got a hit, so he's going to get hot. So I know that's probably what's going to happen. And hold on, don't
look at you.
We're gonna get to that soon. Hold on 1 second. What am I saying? Yeah, Matt Olson. Matt Olson became. He got the lead back in the. Well, he tied anyway. He tied with Ohtani with a home run and got a hit. So he's starting to get hot. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some. There we go. We are going to talk about Ronald Acuna Jr. Because we are going to put some love on Ronald Acuna Jr. because he became the NL MVP over this weekend. And here we go.
First ever 30-60 season belongs to you. History is made by Ronald Acuna Jr. The MVP race in the National League is so fun. And his presence in it is thanks to perseverance. I was reading a lot on it and the rehab and how he kind of tweaked his swing and how he wanted to come back so much. And D-Rose always said, you've always said he wanted to put the league on notice. My goodness, has he?
Lauren, I think obviously Shohei Ohtani, best player we've seen in a long time. But if you're talking about pure swag, athleticism, doing things a little bit differently, making the game look very easy. I always talk about body movements. This guy, no one's got body movements like this guy.
He's a breathtaking athlete.
He really is.
That's a perfect word.
It's unbelievable.
And he's got a different swing than everybody. We'll eventually skybox it here, but there was so much to digest in that game. Lance Lynn had been pitching so good, but you know that he's thrown a ton of heaters since he's gotten over to Dodgers. He always has, but if he doesn't have a little bit of command on his changeup and a little bit on his slider, that is a ridiculous ask for him to get through that lineup.
Is Ronald going to have a 40-80 season?
I mean, that's 10 homers in a month and 20 stolen bases.
What do you mean by nobody swings like him? That is interesting.
We're going to get into it because he almost does things that you wouldn't teach. You can't teach what he does. But if you focused on that game till 1 in the morning, there was so much to take in. You had Max Muncy in the bottom of the ninth just missed clipping a Raisel Iglesias changeup that would have changed the entire dynamic of the game. There was just so much to take in. Mookie Betts going 2 homers after watching this guy hit his bomb. How do you get married? I was talking to my wife on the drive-in, kind of making a joke. It could go 2 ways, right? You go on no sleep, you get married. You're looking at stingy eyes and an 0 for 4 in Dodger Stadium. What does he do?
Party.
Yeah. He goes grand slam. Just an unbelievable moment. And like you said, if this is a harbinger for the rest of the series, we are in for a treat. The National League, this certainly, I know there's a lot of good teams there, but this is certainly one of those situations where you're looking at the 2 best teams probably in baseball right now, locking horns on a nightly basis. So, interested to see.
We had the Dodgers and the Braves, and we did, rotation and lineup, and where you guys kind of walked to the side. Do you feel very secure in your choices after last game? Can one game teach you that much? You guys picked the Braves mostly.
Yeah.
All of you. Bill included.
You could have honestly stood on the Braves side, and that's no disrespect to the Dodgers, for almost everything. Maybe the bullpen. I know I leaked towards the Dodgers starting pitcher-wise, but if you watched Spencer Strider last night, I mean, once he got through to first, it was game on, and he was pretty much in command and almost begging to go back out for the 7th. But I know Mookie had a multi-homer game, but when you go 30-60 and get married, love conquers all, and we're going to do Ronald Acuna Jr. right here at the Skybox. So I want to dive in. And the reason I feel like he has been the MVP, it's because what he has done from start to finish. We had talked about this in April. He made a concerted effort to want to be out there and talk about his health, be out there for $162. And soon as the season started in April, it didn't matter. He put the entire league on notice, and he has not deviated. He has been the most consistent hitter. Pause this. From start to finish. Bring up the first board of his month-to-month. Check this out. He hit .352 in March and April with a .440 on base. Oh, he leaked a little bit. Hit .298 with a .372 on base and a .561 slug. Look at June, July, August. He's basically had the same month the entire season. There has not been a peak and valley. Mookie's had this just stratospheric August right now where you cannot get him out. But this guy has been crazy consistent. So I want to get into his at-bats last night because one at-bat kind of compounds and leads to the next. This is his first at-bat of the night against Lance Lynn. Pause that real quick. How many times you see an 0-0 first pitch of the game curveball? You can't throw this guy a heater right out of the gate or it's 1-0. And Lance knows that. So he misses with a curveball. All right, let's try and get back in the zone. High heater, we're going to get to that. Because his swing would promote that that's the one potential hole he might have. And Lance tried to exploit it. Run that back for me real quick. Once he takes this pitch, Lance is really in a bind. Run this. This is a great spit. Little 2-seamer down, just off in. stays inside, doesn't try and do too much, and hits an absolute rocket to the right side. So now he's on first base with Freddie, and he comes up his second AB. Yonder Alonso and Matty V were on the call, and Yonder said Lance is going to have his work cut out for him getting through this because he was having trouble commanding all night long. And he tries to elevate another heater to him, and it doesn't come back. Bring up the board of him against elevated heaters before we get into this side angle. Slug leaders versus elevated four-seam fastballs. Anthony Santander, Mookie Betts, Acuna, Bryson Stott, and TJ Friedel. All right, let's get back in. So the reason I say right here, leave this, that you would think you could elevate heaters to him is look at the position of his hands. When he first broke in May of 18, April of 18, if you go back, his hands were high. And Kevin Seitzer, he had struggled just a little bit, lowered his hands a little bit. So it would almost promote that if you're going to get him, you're going to get him right here. But he is a different breed. Run this. He's able to get to these pitches. And it is absolutely gorgeous what he's been able to do. Watch Freddie's reaction on this. Oops, let me cross my arms and play. How good is that? Freddie's like, don't worry, I got 52 doubles. And he's hammered that elevated heater. That's 98 from Luis Severino, top of the zone. Nate Eovaldi, 97. Soon as it came out of his hand, he wanted it back. So watch. Pause. Leave that alone for a second. I want people to focus at home. We talk so much in today's game about ground balls or outs. Even with the shift out of the game, ground balls or outs, right? So you see a lot of guys that want to drop this back shoulder to create hitting the ball up in the air, okay? Like attack angle to the baseball. I don't even want to use the term launch angle anymore. It's like, how are you attacking the baseball to try and promote line drives and homers in the gaps? I want you to focus on when his foot lands, he does not have to put his body in any position to try and hit a baseball anywhere he wants to. He is going to land, and his shoulders are going to be absolutely square. Run this. And that foot contact, pause it. Boom. Look at him. Now I want you to look at the distance
and the knob of the
from
bat
his
doesn't face the
earlobe
catcher
to his hands. So many guys, to try and create lag, stay tight, right? You want to walk away from your hands a little bit, but they never get almost to an arm bar with your left arm. And I say this, he almost puts himself in a position that a golf instructor that would want to put you into. He's not, the hands are just getting in the way. They're along for a ride. A lot of guys in the league are trying to create lag, pull it off their ear, and kind of take their hands through the ball. He is so beautiful that he's able to just turn now. Perfect form. Run this. Ugh. Absolute gorgeous swing. And the reason you put Bonds, 1990, Eric Davis had his hands low, 1987, 30-50 club. He's gone to a whole new stratosphere. 30-60, stealing bags like Ricky Henderson, and he's the swaggiest player in the game. Without question, having the most fun. No one can tell him what he can and can't do anymore because he posts and he plays for the team. No one did it better than Ricky. Pop the collar. Tap the head. I mean, as a kid, this is who you wanted to be, right? This is the modern day version of the Rick Dog. So just, I mean, crazy how consistent he's been. And he's been on the field. And when he's healthy, at the top of the lineup, best leadoff hitter in the game, you can make the argument. I mean, it's going to come down to the wire because Mookie, multi-homer game, Freddie's still in it. But this was a special night for a special player.
And how about this?
Nope. It was not. Ronald cemented his MLNB MVP season, got married, and check this out.
Chance to take the lead with Acuna coming to the dish. talked about Lance Lynn and his control. In 4 of his last 5 starts, he's only walked 1 batter. He got a big walk there with the bases loaded, and now he faces Ronald Acuna Jr. Inside 1-1.
If you get married today, you got to hit a granny, right?
And what if he did that on the day he got married for the 30-60 season, the first ever? It'd be a pretty good way to do it.
It's lining up.
Inside again. Lance Lynn, a little out of control right now.
And about to be his 50th pitch coming up, and he's only been able to record 4 outs.
Certainly not what Dave Roberts was hoping for in Game 1 of a long 4-game series. Ronald may have chased ball 3. So those 2 pitches in, then you get that away. What's Ronald thinking here?
That's kind of what he's trying to do, I think, with him, is get him to expand by showing him in.
Ronald hammers this to left center. That ball is history. And Ronald Acuna Jr. just made history. He has Major League Baseball's first ever 30-60 season, and he does it in grand fashion.
110 off the bat.
And Atlanta has a 5-1 lead.
Do
And
all you
by
want.
the way, it's only August 31st. What a
40-75.
milestone for Acuna.
Great call, Brandon. Great call. This was a pitch that was a little bit up in the zone, and man, Ronald just kind of tomahawked this thing. First player in MLB history, and he's got another month left. Shows you how quick he got to 30-60.
And he does it less than 12 hours after getting married. What a day.
Yeah, why not?
What a day for number 13. If you didn't hear us talking about that earlier, he got married in a small private ceremony earlier today to his longtime girlfriend.
110 off the bat, 429 feet.
Another 400.
For Ronald.
A very typical Ronald Acuna Jr. home run to become the first ever in Major League history to have a 30-60 season. Pretty special. This thing was a no-doubter.
Yeah, he'd gone 2 sinkers in, and then he went with that cutter.
Dude.
And then just up in the zone for Ronald. Look at Walsh give the fist bump. That was beautiful.
His 3rd career grand slam, and one he will never forget.
All right, we're going to have the hardest one he ever hit. The hardest one he ever hit. Hold on this. Hold on. This is the NL MVP. He's hitting a home run, but we need sound. Hold on a second. I said hold on a second.
Acuna smashes this to center. Don't even bother chasing it. My goodness. A homer in all 3 games in the series. And Ronald Acuna is saying, MVP? That sounds pretty good to me.
Yep. Let's get out of that. All right. He has, hold on. There you go. That's better. Let's do this. Let's do this correctly for the MVP.
Acuna smashes this to center. Don't even bother chasing it. My goodness. A homer in all 3 games in the series. And Ronald Acuna is saying, MVP? That sounds pretty good to me. 454.
Ronald's quickly become a villain out here in L.A. What do you think?
Yep. And he doesn't mind it one bit.
I love it. Oh, center cut. It's a long ways. All the way in the back of the net. And that ball was on a line, too. Zero lift on it.
454 feet. So the homer he hit on Thursday made him the first ever member of the 30-60 club. Hit his 31st yesterday and now his 32nd here.
All right. MVP stats for the weekend. 3 home runs, a grand slam, 30-60. Hold on a second, my guys. Hold on. We coming to y'all next. Again, Braves went on a road trip. Road trip ended 8-2. Ronald got married, 30-60. Showed why he's the NL MVP. All right. We're moving on to football. Football is back. FYI, it is 11:56. Clemson lost to Duke. All right, kids. FSU, you on notice. This is we get them in 3 weeks. We bust that ass in 3 weeks. The ACC's ours. Put them on notice. All right. FSU, LSU. Strike up the band. Just to get it clear, it is Monday, and the Clemson Tigers have lost. But before we go into that, we keep receipts, Mr. Kelly. We keep receipts. Upset, yep, there you go. But we keep receipts. We keep receipts. Yep, that's how, yep. Yep, there it is, 28-7. But I brought you to this page for something else. Yeah, Jordan Travis, 385. Where is it, man? Come on. See what happens when you need the internet, man. Technology. Technology. Not that one. 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 No. Nope. Nope. Alright, it must have ended. Alright, let's go back to my page. Hold on. Facebook, you're messing up on me. I got friends and family over, and I'm trying to, there you go. We keep receipts. We keep receipts. We keep receipts. Where is it? Where is it? Keep coming. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. There you go. We keep receipts. Yeah, we keep receipts. We keep receipts. All right. Moving on. All right. This is the matchup of the weekend. LSU Tigers versus the Florida State Seminoles. You know what happened. Let's get to it.
And Fitzgerald drives it to the end zone, and LSU will start from the 25-yard line. Play action on first down. Flipped out of the backfield, and the catch is made, and running free is Trey Bradford. Huge gain, still rolling down near the 20-yard line.
Backer here gets caught up on the backside of the tight end. Nobody takes the back out of the backfield. He slides on a rail route. See that linebacker's caught up with a tight end, Mason Taylor. Nobody there to pick up the back.
They're in the red zone. Daniels on the move, flips it short to Taylor. The tight end makes a man miss and bangs down inside the 5-yard line. Daniels has time in the pocket, delivers into the end zone. Catch made, but out of bounds. It was Neighbors working the back line, defended by Renardo Green, and now an early decision for Kelly. It's worked out.
Between these two, Green's a really good defender. This time he just doesn't see it. You know, Neighbors is pointing. That one foot looked like it may have touched first. Let's look. He's already out of bounds. Left foot's already out of bounds. So it's a great call by the officials.
Fourth down from the 2-yard line. Daniels scanning, now trying to create a big drop back at the 15.
Josh Williams steps up to account for it. He goes right over top of him and then gets up
Stop
off the
number
ground,
one.
shows you the athletic ability and the desire to come up with that sack at a critical moment here early in this game. Great play by Lundy.
He's an amazing athlete. You'll see him at fullback on offense. Jordan Travis in his first play of the season zips it short, and the catch is made by Jaheim Bell, the do-everything transfer from South Carolina. They said they would get him involved early. Very calm back there. They pick up the pressure, and again, finds Wilson in space, and that's a second first down catch for the big fella.
Just kind of moving the defense. He knows he's going to come back to the big man at 6'7".
Benson follows some blockers, and Trey Benson, one of the toughest guys to tackle, one of the best in the country, Kurt, at yards after contact a year ago. Play clock at 2. Travis flushed, looking for help, delivers underneath. It's Wilson again, and Wilson has now made 3 catches, all of them for first downs for the LSU 40.
He's not going to bring him here on third down. They're going to spy with him, so he's got to try to keep that quarterback. Problem is he commits too far. Let's Jordan Travis create.
Travis has been dialed in on third down tonight. There's a slant on first down. Catch made by Coleman. Deion Coleman, his first touchdown as a Seminole. Stand, and they scored their first possession.
Yeah, Florida State fans, this is what you wanted to see. Keon Coleman, the big receiver from Michigan State, 6'4", 215.
Daniels gets it off just before he's hit, and the catch is made there by Brian Thomas. Daniels against the 4-man rush, does have time, gets the ball out, and the catch is made. First down across midfield to Malik Neighbors. Guy who went on to have a monster year as a receiver. Josh Williams, he took a look at the back and then sprints up the middle, and Daniels knives into the secondary. First down inside the 35. Bradford is the back. Daniels looks and finds a receiver on the edge, and that's Kyron Lacey. And Lacey weaves his way down near the goal line. Stopped just short.
Daniels, the effort here by Lacey, gets the hand down. Jaron Jones
goes defense wasn't set. They play fast and score. Dre Bradford barrels in, and the Bayou Bengals answer with a 75-yard drive.
All the way near the goal line, and then this time the offensive line opens up enough room.
Travis scans and rolls and puts it short. That's Benson out of the backfield, who was spun down at the 33 after a solid gain. Vance is a Louisiana guy, so you know he's going to be keyed up playing LSU. The Louisville transfer. Daniels throws across the middle, and that's Brian Thomas, and he spins free. Not great tackling so far by the secondary of the Noles tonight, and now another flag comes out. Coleman motions out to the right. Travis scanning, flips it up underneath, and the catch is made by Toafili. The drop is a drive killer, and Mastromano hits it high. And coming up to make a fair catch, another muff. The scramble for the football. The Florida State team has it. LSU thinking, oh no, not again.
If LSU talked at all about, hey, last year the special teams issues, you talk about something to a point where it can become something you start to mentally worry about.
Travis and a pump fake, throws it into traffic and gives it right back to LSU. Poor decision, and Deuce Chestnut, the Syracuse transfer, made him pay.
And it creates hesitation for the quarterback. When he sees the blitz, he sees it, nobody there to pick it up. He wanted to get the ball out quickly. I think it would be depending on where they are in the field and how the game's going, the flow of the game.
Daniels still's got it on the edge. He's got a blocker, he's got space, and that's just easy yardage for the quarterback, sprinting out a couple yards short of the marker. Jay Bramlett to punt it. Not particularly good. It's going to bounce and get a nice LSU roll. And it's Coleman who did not come up and field it. He was not a punt returner at Michigan State. He's new to the role. Touched that punt. Keep an eye on it. They didn't touch his leg, and they spotted the ball down there, calling it dead there. I don't know that it's super clear that it hit him in the leg, but it's the difference between...
Replay has looked at that and determined that there was no touching. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. It'll be first down, Florida State at that spot.
And he escapes. And Daniels right down the middle of the field. Makes a man miss. It is finally dragged down at the 11.
Miles Frazier, good job here being able to come up, help out, get up to that second level. He cuts right behind that. Really good natural field.
Kane again. This time he dives into the end zone, and LSU takes the lead, making use of that great field position, 50 yards in 4 quick plays.
Flicker the AT&T 5G. Watch, they just were able to go up and over. Look at that left side, just collapse down, push it down, give him room to go up and over. Florida State only 2.
Behind the 6 on second down, Travis has time now, chooses to use his legs. He's got good speed too, slides down. Noles fans wanted a late hit.
It's a good job here of not forcing it. The last couple of series he's forced the ball. He has an open receiver there to the outside, Keon Coleman. But I think he's a little hesitant of trying to force that throw. That's what the fans are excited about. They wanted that late hit right there. Bill, what do you think of that call?
Yeah, in this game, the refs were totally against Florida State. Even though the outcome was the outcome, I think they were pulling for LSU.
Backs out. Now late pressure off the edge. It's picked up, and a dart across the middle. And that time, big fella makes the catch, and Wilson dragging folks into LSU territory. On the move again. Goes back to his left and drops it off underneath. And the catch is made by one of those fine tight ends, Kyle Morlock. Sneak. Travis fighting. Second, third effort does get the first out of the 21. Second, third effort does get the first out of the 21.
Showing pressure to the left.
Looping throw for the end zone. Battle. Coleman. Touchdown. Went up and got the football over Major Burns, and that's when they're excited to have him arrive from East Lansing.
Showing pressure to the left.
Looping throw for the end zone. Battle. Coleman. Touchdown. Went up and got the football over Major Burns, and that's when they're excited to have him arrive from East Lansing.
See, he's pointing to it. He sees the pressure. There's really nobody on that other side, but instead, he goes to the right, and he just says, you know what, I got that cushion. I trust that Coleman's going to be able to make this play. Look at the offensive line. Does a nice job off that blitz, giving him just enough time, and then he puts it up into the air where Coleman can have a chance to adjust back, even though it's underthrown a bit. It's a tough play for a safety, one-on-one against a receiver, even though, again, Major Burns, a leader, second year in this defense.
And precise with his throws. See what LSU does here. A minute to go. They've got 2 timeouts. They'll work the sideline. Neighbors couldn't quite escape. And the clock now will stop here as they move the sticks momentarily.
That time they pass him off.
Neighbors comes across in motion. Daniels is looking to his left, delivers a long throw, and wide open is Brian Thomas. They lost him. No problem. LSU in less than a minute before halftime drives at 60.
All right. The score is 17-14. Will the real Florida State please step up?
7 yards in 10 quick plays. Got to do it all. Backward pass. Spahn looking to throw it. Is in deep trouble. Retreating. Now trying to create. Flips it over the middle. And the catch is made by Wilson. Wow. A lot happened there as Dude Spahn, the receiver, looked like a scrambling quarterback on the play.
This is a great job here of improvising, and it's a heck of a job by the defense from LSU. You see this? They want to get that downfield. It's taken away. So now, right there, I thought he was dead. Somehow he keeps this play alive. He gets away from Jones. I thought he might run it, but instead, how about the athletic ability on the run? Throws an absolute dive for
33. And he knocks it through. So
to be able to make plays with his feet.
Has been tonight. He's got the ball still, gets in space, just runs right by Jared Verse. Travis against the 3-man rush at halftime and launches over the middle. Coleman goes up and makes a catch. A beautiful pitch and catch. He beat Chestnut out near midfield. Threat, but he's trying to draw him off. They're going to run the play. Flips it out, and wide open is Toafili with a convoy. Makes a cut. Still going. Sliding down at the one, but a huge 4th down conversion puts him on the brink of claiming the lead.
Downfield and a heck of a block by Johnny Wilson.
And now playing fast, just walking in the end zone is Jordan Travis. So Norwell trusts his offense. Beautiful play drawn up, and FSU back on top.
Jordan Travis, watch this read. Feels it from the backside, pulls that out of there, and ends up walking into the end zone. LSU selling out to try to get to Toafili before he can get the ball. Good job with Jordan Travis feeling and sensing that, pulls the ball out.
They pick up the pressure. Daniels gets it out. Mason Taylor makes the catch. That penalty was big.
You just called your entire team together to start this 4th quarter. What was the message you delivered?
You know, you got 15 minutes, man. Go put everything we have on the line. We got to make sure we're playing smart. I mean, guys are playing hard, playing with passion. We just got to make sure we're playing smart and not having any foolish penalties. Let's go finish this thing.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, he'll be thrilled. He looks up and sees Renardo Green makes the pick of Daniels. Well, don't not brag on it.
Replay's going to look at that.
He's down.
We've got a knee down. They're going to bring the ball back to that spot.
Up 7. These drives get more and more important.
Drive recap brought to you by Camping World. And now the handoff to Benson, who busts loose. They're beginning to get a little traction with the running game. That was their best run tonight. It was a different look, but still a 2-back set. From the pistol, with that blocker on the right side. Benson this time has to escape and will fight back and lose only about 3. Andre Sam from Travis taken off, has blockers, and Jordan Travis skips out of bounds inside the 30. It's FSU's turn to use a design quarter tired. Travis on the move again, scanning downfield and fires across the middle. And that's Johnny Wilson making another first down catch. Travis from the pocket, long looping throw, and that man again. Keon Coleman has a hat trick in his first game with Florida State. The ex-Spartan
by Travis, recognizing the matchup. Coleman 6'4", can go up in the air, being a basketball player. Really good instincts. Chestnut, who's had his hands full over there, the Syracuse transfer, 5'11", puts it up in the air and just lets Coleman adjust back to the ball.
Communication from the guys up front. 2nd and 15. Daniels flushed, and he'll be dragged down at the 11, going backwards. Joshua Farmer made the play.
Travis and Keon Coleman putting in the work to have the chemistry.
It's a good point, Holly. Here's Travis on the move, and he flips it wide open. Bell makes an impact play as a receiver, and Florida State may have just stuck the dagger in LSU.
Watch him. He's actually showing like he's blocking, and then he ends up releasing. That's what affected the safeties. They just ignored him because he did a good job of kind of showing that stem block. They ignore him. He releases, and just right on cue, Chris, he comes up with a huge block. We saw the beginning of it last year and a continuation now this year.
Daniels just trying to desperately create a big play to make a dent in this lead. Neighbors makes the catch, and he's ushered out at the 37. 4th down and 4. Daniels flips it across the middle. Catch made. No first down. Lacey stopped by Tatum Bethune, and the Noles get yet another turnover on downs, and that should do it. That'll be the message. But with a 3-point halftime lead, just got completely out of hand. FSU more physical, just banging around, bullying LSU here in the second half.
Much more. 20 years, we haven't said Colorado on TV.
Not in a good way. Travis weaving down. He's still running hard. Lowers the shoulder. Down inside the 5. It's 1st and goal. Yeah, they're still hungry to tackle another touchdown. He got booed at home games early in his career. He volunteered to change positions. And they're around, banging into the end zone. And they tack on more. That's Jaheim Bell, who scores as a runner after the touchdown catch earlier. Hello. A resounding statement. Florida State saying, we're back. We're the team to beat in the ACC. Easy, they got to prove it on the field.
All right.
Playoff contender.
Here comes the cheapie, but this is the final score. 45-17.
17-14 at half, they came out.
Yeah. I'll shut up so you can get the audio, because that's part of it. They are full voice here. There's a long throw, and the catch is made by Brian Thomas, who escapes. And LSU is going to break the scoring streak of 31-0 with their first points after halftime.
You still have such a great year. It's just a disappointing setback.
They got 2 kickers in there for the onside kick. They don't execute it very well, as it's fielded very easily there by Zaria Thomas. Well, here's Jordan Travis, who's thrown for 4.
Yeah, pretty big night. And, you know, there were some moments when it looked a little bit rocky early, but he continued to be able to find big receivers. Keon Coleman coming over from Michigan State had a special night. They connected. They've been working on. Holly gave you a report about how much time they spent together over the summer. Showed you incredible ability and awareness to be able to pull that zone read on the backside. And then he got back to his arm. Because of the running game got going in the second half, they were able to open up some explosive plays. Chris brought that up on our call with Mike Norvell. One of the top teams last year in plays at 20 yards or more, number 3 in the country. And they're off to a pretty good start tonight in that first game of the year.
All right, 1-0. And we beat the number 8 team in the nation. All right, we're gonna give some Jackson State love, and then we're gonna go back to Florida State. Check it out.
And
their stunning upset of TCU. Deion Sanders, his debut as the Buffalo's head coach. Colorado was more than a 20-point underdog. Travis Hunter, Deion's son, Shedeur, stole the show. Remember, this program, talking about Colorado, was 1-11 last season. So, Heather, give me your takeaways from what you saw out of that Colorado stunner, because Hunter played both sides of the ball, had, 11 catches, 119 yards receiving, big pick at basically the goal line to cap that game off, and Shedeur threw for 500 yards, 4 TDs.
Travis Hunter is at the top of my Heisman list right now.
Wow.
With all due respect to Caleb Williams, when you see a performance like that on both sides of the ball, making plays that change the game, we haven't seen that in decades, people. Okay, so we'll start there. But the story is the fact that this team is talented and should be taken seriously. And I think that was a big question, was how seriously do you take this team in terms of a competitive. This is fun to watch. He changed this program. This is what Deion Sanders does. You tuned in to see the show. We all watched to see the show, and it exceeded expectations in every shape.
Deion Sanders more than a personality.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy could flat out coach.
Yeah.
Just to put it into context, okay? First of all, he's perfect for college football right now. He is so needed in college football. We're talking about personality. We're talking about fun.
Amen.
We're talking about joy,
Yes.
the joy of the game, confidence. Bro, you said it. This team was 1-11.
1-11.
Okay, they had 87 new players. My biggest takeaway from the performance, it's 6 penalties. You know how hard that is to get a brand new group of people together. First game of the season, all the noise and conversation. We're going to play on the road against the team that played in the national championship last year.
Discipline.
And have 6 penalties? Have 6, and it was, you had the 3 best players on the field, and it wasn't even close. Shedeur Sanders was absolutely surgical. Hunter looked like Charles Woodson and Chris Gamble, throwback to Chris Gamble at Ohio State. And Dylan Edwards was the fastest player on the field. That happened in 6 months. That's unbelievable, the job that and it wasn't just this acquisition of talent. They were so well coached and disciplined that I do not feel this was a flash in the pan 1-week performance. I don't. I feel like this team is a very good college football team.
Yeah, but can I just say, that being said, and I don't want to be Debbie Downer here, but I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of dose of reality on this. This wasn't the Super Bowl, okay? Just to keep it into perspective, TCU was picked to finish 5th in the Big 12.
Sure.
We don't know what they're gonna look like. Max Duggan was nowhere on the field because he's long gone. They've got a long road ahead of them in the Pac-12, which was outstanding this week.
My only pushback to that is this. They play Oregon and USC at the end of this, September. The players in the locker room, since Deion has kind of taken them in, have heard, do it this way. You do it this way, you'll get this result. You do it this way. And as a player, and RC can kind of speak to this as well, you believe it, but there's always like a fragment of doubt.
Yes.
We'll really see.
They believe now.
Exactly.
They believe
and
now.
this is when you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Now it really can get turned up.
Yeah, you're right about that. RC, give me a capper on this.
Well, the thing is this. You listen to Heather talk about the fact that they'll face USC, they'll face Oregon. We have to remember that this is a 1-11 team. We believe they could be because of what their roster looks like. But this team goes into TCU and wins. And it doesn't just win, it wins in impressive fashion. It wins with the 3 best players on the field. And that's what Deion Sanders has done to the Colorado Buffaloes. He's raised expectations so high, we've forgotten how terrible they were last year. And what he's shown, along with Texas State going in and beating Baylor, is that you can recreate a team in 6 months. You can recreate a team in a year. But none of this happens without Jackson State. None of this happens without Deion Sanders getting an opportunity to run a college program, getting an opportunity to understand the business, be able to delegate, be able to recruit and hire good men and women around him. Let's think about Sean Lewis, a guy that was a head coach at Kent State, decides to go be the offensive coordinator at Colorado because he knows that the amount of eyes and the amount of attention that will be on him now under Deion Sanders is more than he could have ever asked for at Kent State. So week 1 at TCU with people watching, most of them because they want to see you fail. This team exceeds expectations and immediately becomes the most exciting team in college football. If they win 5 games, if they win 6 games, if they win 7 games, for anybody else, we would say that's enough. But what's going to be more important about this team is you're going to have a team that's talked about every week, that's coached well, that's disciplined, and that competes. And those aren't things that people were trying to give Deion Sanders. So let's give credit to Jackson State, to Deion Sanders, and Shedeur Sanders. They prove that if you grow and if you do it the right way, it shows up big time on Saturdays, and that's what happened for Colorado and Deion Sanders-led team.
You know, RC, you're absolutely right. I called that game last year, and when it was in Colorado, and it was TCU who won it, and that fan base in Colorado was so apathetic. Right. They're really happy now.
They're different now.
Absolutely. All right, coming up, it is the NFL.
Hey, hello, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope you're enjoying your holiday. I'm Brian Custer in for Greeny. It's Labor Day, and look who I've got laboring with me. Dan Orlovsky's with me.
Labor of love.
Yeah, exactly. And we got the college football experts.
I told her I'm her Paul Feinbaum this morning.
Heather Dinich is with us as well. We got a lot to talk about, Heather. RC, my friend, Ryan Clark, he's also getting up with us early, but we got to get right to the game of the night. LSU, Brian Kelly taking on Florida State, and Mike Norvell in Orlando. And let's pick it up on Florida State's opening drive here, Heather. And it's Jordan Travis finding that Michigan State transfer, Keon Coleman. He's finding the end zone.
And since the start of last season, Coleman has an FBS 9 contested touchdown passes. He has immediately made this offense better.
7-0. It's now second quarter, 7-7. Jaden Daniels, talk about explosive, Dan. Runs this one, and look, he ran for 64 yards in this game.
It's certainly a part of their offense that they got to tap into a little bit more this season, allowing his athleticism to be a big part of the plan.
LSU will punch in and go 14-7. Ensuing look at this, ensuing FSU drive, Travis Coleman again, Heather.
He's only been with this program since May, and he's made an immediate impact.
All right, let's get to the fourth quarter. LSU trails 24-17. Daniels throwing picked.
You can see Malik Neighbor, their premier wide receiver, falls down, and then Green right there for that interception. This is kind of when this game absolutely flipped one side to the other. And then Jordan Travis takes advantage of it. There's those one-on-one balls. We see another similar back shoulder fake to the last one to Keon Coleman.
And Florida State leads 31-17. Monster day for Coleman. Get 9 catches, 122 yards. And
good coverage.
Again, wide open is Jaheim Bell. Hey, Travis, 4 TDs. 342 yards through the air. Florida State goes on and wins 45-24. Brian Kelly after the game.
Yeah, congratulations to Florida State. They played a great second half. They were the better football team tonight, and we certainly are not the football team that I thought we were, got to do a much better job, obviously, and developing our football team.
Listen, this was the only ranked matchup of the week, and the stakes could not have been higher for both of these programs. No team, folks, has ever made the college football playoff starting their season 0-1. Florida State certainly passed that litmus test, and now LSU will likely have to run the table in order to get into the last 4. Okay, guys, we got to talk about this because, Heather, what does this mean not only for LSU, but Florida State in their pursuit for the playoffs?
Well, let's start with Florida State because they got 2 things in their pocket that's going to impress the selection committee. A non-conference win against a ranked SEC opponent will resonate through selection day. But they also passed the eye test. Aside from the fouls, the defense, the penalties, the chippiness at some points in time, they looked like a legit team capable of winning the ACC. And come selection day, when you have teams like Michigan who have weak non-conference schedules and you have a similar resume, this win will continue to impress the selection committee. But guys, Florida State has to do something with it. They didn't do anything with it last year. They lost to NC State. They lost to Wake Forest. They lost to Clemson. So they need to continue to win and do this, and they could be amazing in September because they can win at Clemson.
They play with an edge to me, Dan, when I watched them, and this looks like old Florida State. It looks, I
was just going to say, it looks like Florida State's back.
Not yet.
Yeah,
3 weeks.
You look at Travis, he looked like E.J. Manuel to me. You look at Coleman, he looked like Pierre Warwick out there snatching the ball. Give me your thoughts.
It looked like Florida State is back. Florida State was the best team I watched all weekend. And candidly, it wasn't close. This was a dismantling and a dominant performance. And I think the biggest thing that stood out in the game to me was the SEC, and Heather, you know this, it's always, you hear people say, line of scrimmage conference. They got whooped at the line of scrimmage by Florida State. Whooped at the line of scrimmage. And the job that Mike Norvell has done in 2021, who's their head coach, in 2021, his team was 5-7.
Right. And
they lost to Jackson State and Wake Forest. Now they just whooped up on the number 5 team in the country last night. So the physical difference between Florida State and LSU was shocking to me, and specifically in the second half. And Jordan Travis, from the second quarter on, and we saw some outrageously good quarterback play this weekend, was as good as anyone.
All right, let's bring in our Tiger expert. All right, RC, Brian Kelly called it a total failure. In your opinion, what happened to LSU last night?
What you got for us, bub?
First off, why in the heck is Dan using words like dismantled, demolish,
you see it again?
Dump on? You know what? You would think that someone who is a friend of mine would understand what I'm going through this morning, and the way that my Twitter was full of people asking if I would even be here for Get Up. Hell, Julian couldn't find my TVU, and I didn't want to help him. I was hoping to hop on this show in the B's, so I didn't have to talk about this. I mean, when you look at what Florida State was able to do in the second half, to me it was the physicality in which they played with, and which they did dominate LSU, as Dan said. And we think about this team with a guy like Harold Perkins on defense. When you have someone like Jordan Travis on the other side that can use his legs as well as his arm, it kind of neutralized what Perkins was able to do. He wasn't used in the rush. He was used as a Mike backer, as a spy. And so he wasn't a player that could make plays or impact the game. And also, what was glaring to me, I know Dan is talking about the lines of scrimmage. It's on the outside. Listen, LSU is known for having playmakers in the secondary and at the wide receiver position. Florida State was markedly better than LSU was at those positions. And this is in no way to discredit the young man.
Yes,
but
it is.
When I'm watching LSU,
Shots
and
fired.
they continue to talk about cornerback play.
Shots fired.
And they keep saying the transfer from Syracuse.
Shots fired.
That's a problem. Because with all of the talent in Louisiana, with all of the talent in the South, all of the players who grow up dreaming to wear purple and gold, LSU shouldn't have to go to Syracuse for a transfer at that position.
Shots
and so
fired.
Brian Kelly is going to have to find a way where we aren't making guarantees the week before the game and then talking about the dismantling after the game. It's about getting your team to play with effort, getting your team to execute in a way that limits mistakes, and then finding a way to be more physical than the other team. And LSU wasn't any of those things last night in Orlando.
Yeah, RC, for me, and I love Brian Kelly, the head coach at LSU. I think the biggest thing that he's got to be concerned about is, all right, we got whooped up front, and we looked slow in comparison to Florida State. And that is very rarely, and you know better than me, by far, very rarely the case that you could watch a game and sit there and say, we got manhandled at the point of attack, and we looked slower on the perimeter than whoever we played, and they're not an SEC team. I think that's the biggest thing that Brian Kelly's got to be concerned about.
Coleman, without question, was
Sorry, Dan. We're that good. Put y'all on notice. All right, the best plays of week 1. Check them out.
On first down, and Barnes looking downfield, takes his shot, launches for money. Parks, who catches it in stride. What a start for Barnes on the offense. 70 yards on the opening play.
They're not even getting set.
Fake it to Ali, get it into the hands of Chuck Montgomery. Ryan Williams will take it this time to the corner, to the end zone. Touchdown.
14. Jefferson wants to throw again, looking outside and turning the corner is Jaden Wilson. Jaden Wilson has a step. He's got a second step, and Jaden Wilson is gone for an Arkansas touchdown.
third down and 12. Schrader in trouble. Flushed out of the pocket.
throws it across his body. He's got a man open. It's Jones for the touchdown.
Sanders, here's a little screen, and they find Edwards. He breaks it back with running room on the move. Edwards down the sideline. Dylan Edwards, touchdown, Colorado.
William Prista. Fighting that Oklahoma sun with a pass. There he goes across midfield. And another big play for OU. Gavin Freeman to the house.
Play clock at 5. Daniel still has it. Tries to jump over people and gets absolutely hammered to the ground. Met in mid.
Downs again for Alabama. Bad snap. Milroe scoops it up. He's trying to make something out of nothing. They'll add love for the quarterback in his second start, and he is in! Touchdown, Alabama! Wells loads for the end zone. Ollie Jennings, touchdown!
Expected to be stars as they were as freshmen. Running behind a great offensive line. First down throw for Aller. Steps up in the pocket. Fires on the run. Keandre Lambert-Smith is gone. Welcome to the Drew Aller era. It's a Penn State touchdown.
Dan Ewers back at the controls. He will roll and spin and throw it for Jonathan Brooks. And the sophomore tailback is gone. Touchdown, Texas.
60 plays, 41 of which have been run in UMass territory. Breaking tackles and busted into the open is Sean Jackson. Touchdown, Tigers.
Back inside the Southern Utah 20-yard line. And it's blocked. Picked up, and Southern Utah bringing it back. Down the sideline. George Ramirez, touchdown, Southern in the game. And he's got the ball to the left side. Harvey. He's got a crease. Harvey. Touchdown. UCF. A&M 0 for its last 3. After starting the game 5 of 7 on third down, this pass is bobbled and it's intercepted. On the interception, Nate Clifton, the grad student from Laverne.
They don't need to get all 14 yards here.
DJU all day.
Just wow.
Flat feet. Rogers. And caught. Touchdown. 22. And that was blocked. Partially blocked. Picked up out of the air. Touchdown. Avery Sledge. McCarthy looks right. Fires for Wilson for the hat trick. He got it. Van Dyke throwing for the first time. Quick hitter. Here's Colby Young. Check out the speed. Colby Young is gone. Touchdown, Hurricanes.
First and goal, K-State. Hold the guard. Now they're going to throw it back. From Ward to Howard, and Will Howard sneaks inside the pylon for the touchdown.
Here's pressure off the edge, but a good ball by Finn. There's an interception. Miles Scott with Green in front of him. Scott down the sideline. Not only a turnover, but a pick six. So now on second down, they lost to the left side of the end zone. It's caught. Was the reception made? No, it's incomplete.
He only needs one catch. Let's look at the catch, though. He has it with both hands right there. Gets the left foot down. T-Mac, I think we may have to look at this one. It looks like he's catching it.
Now a third down and 9. As to the end zone, another score, and it goes to Jacob Warren, the big tight end.
Warren in the backfield, straight drop, Bazelak. Got some time, flag on the play. That one picked off. Here comes Liberty. Other side. Returning to 10, the 5, and in for the score, Kobe Singleton, the touchdown for Liberty.
And he transferred to North Carolina in January. Drake May to the end zone, and a catch. John Copenhaver, an 18-yard touchdown.
Bucky Irving flips to the other side of Bo Nix, takes the handoff, picks his way into Portland State territory. He's through. Bucky Irving to the 20, 10, Irving, touchdown Oregon. They'll go for it, they'll run it. Bucky Irving is gone. The cutback, Irving, his second touchdown.
Sheffield in motion. Card time. Over the middle. Caught. Deion Burks. He can fly. Burks keeps his feet. Burks has speed. He is gone. Touchdown. Purdue. 84 yards. Stay in rhythm. Pick up first downs. TJ Harden is running back. He's going to sling it deep. And in stride. Caught. Sturdivant. Touchdown.
Travis has been dialed in on third down tonight. There's a slant on first down. Catch made by Coleman. Deion Coleman, his first touchdown as a Seminole.
Arnold. Tempo. Back corner. Off the count. Touchdown. Jaden Gibson. Kai Muse swings out of the backfield, and he's going to get it on the screen. Muse tucks inside. There he goes, Makai Muse. Look out. One man to beat. Touchdown. Third down. Morris.
Intercepted. Wow! Travis Hunter. Unbelievable.
2nd and 11 coming up. Wigman looks back the other way, taking a shot. Touchdown, what a grab, Thomas. Jones leaks out. Williams trying to get out. Gets away enough to launch it. Just like last week. Dart in center this time. Dart, pump fake. Plenty of time. Over the middle, another completion. And another touchdown for Trey Harris. Are you kidding me?
Hartman keeps it himself and leaps into the end zone. Sam Hartman's first rushing touchdown at Notre Dame.
Second down, sideline pattern, jumping the right six and a pick six. Jeremiah Cooper, the sophomore Cooper, 55 yards, touchdown, Iowa State. Rolling out, they're going for it. Rashada launching downfield, looking for the end zone, and it's caught, touchdown. Xavier Guillory. Penix bobbles the snap, regains into the end zone, touchdown. Jalen McMillan.
Mertz lofting to the end zone, jump ball, and Caleb Douglas catches the ball. Kind of a delayed reaction. He kind of stood there.
Each team now with 4 penalties as Cook is going to take off. I know you love this part of his game, Aaron. That's a touchdown for Missouri. Of the formation in the slot. Macon looking to throw for the first time downfield. Chase Stanley, are you kidding me? Did he hold on? They say he did not.
And go look at this again because you see he's bobbling. He has possession now. I couldn't tell if he bobbled it once he was out of bounds. He has possession. They may look at this again.
Milroe has all day. Now he's going to unload deep. Got a man! Touchdown! Isaiah Bond in Alabama. Second down. They hand it off an guy. Has it inside the 10. Makes a man miss. Inside the 5. Touchdown. Rutgers. A little high step into the end zone. That was bad and he picked off. And a touchdown. A pick 6 for SMU. But nonetheless, they absolutely do play tempo. 3rd and 7. Griffiths cuts it toward the end zone. Jamal Banks, are you kidding? Touchdown, Dinks.
It was a lot last year with Tajay Spears.
They give it back to Pratt. Looking to throw. He's got Jackson deep. Got him! A 48-yard touchdown strike. Michael Pratt. How about it?
Second down and 3 for the Aggies. They swing it out for Bryce Childress. His first catch of the season. The St. Louis, Missouri native is off for the races. Touchdown, Childress.
And that was Plays of the Week. We got to cut that short because it's late. So right now, this is Ninjas of Another Color podcast. I am your host, Dottley. The other ninjas will be available on Friday. See you next week. Rate us, review us, give us 5 stars, give us 4 stars, give us 3 stars, give us 2 stars, give us any stars. Give us any stars. We just assume that we're doing it correctly. Alright, see y'all next week.
Walking tall.